Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Leslie and today I am making a card for Not Too Shabby's mood board challenge for December. So I am bringing back the Winter Love pattern paper and ephemera for this card. I did do an earlier video this month using this pattern paper. That is where I go through all the different pages so you can see all the different patterns. I will link that down below for you to see all the different paper and those videos there. These are the two sheets I'm going to be using today. I love this faux glitter, and then I'm going to bring in some ephemera. I'm actually not going to use all of these pieces. I do change my mind about halfway through making this card, so I am going to use this die just from my stash. It's just a little frame die. You could use circles, you could do squares, rectangles, anything you want to do if you are following along. So to start with, I am cutting this glitter paper here down to an A2 card size. So that's just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm actually going to die cut that little frame from the middle of this glitter paper. And then I'm measuring here because I want to cut out my heart pattern paper here to be about the size of this frame. I actually end up only cutting it at 1 inch on camera here. I do go back and change my mind with that because I decided I wanted to see more of the pattern paper. So I do end up with the final card. It is 1 3/4 inches by 5 inches. So, and then I'm going to cut down some white cardstock from my stash. We're going to cut it down to 5 by 3 3/4. That way there is a nice border of that glitter paper that I really want to show off. So I'm showing kind of here that I am cutting this strip down to 5. Like I said, I do change the width later on off camera, but it is still 5 inches. It's just a little bit thicker. We go 1 3/4. So that's going to be used later. And like I said, today we are making a card for the Not Too Shabby's Mood Board Challenge. If you don't know what that is, it is a challenge that Not Too Shabby puts on monthly where you can create a card being inspired by the colors, by the pattern papers, by the theme. And if you create cards, you can upload it and win a gift card to Not Too Shabby. The blog information with all the directions will be down in the description box below. So like I said, I did take my little frame there and I cut it out 3 times using my die cutting machine. Like I said, this is just a die in my stash. I'm not even sure where it came from. I just thought it was just a cute shape and it's small enough that I can use it for this card for what I want to do with it. So I'm just using some tape adhesive here, running it along the edges and making sure that middle around the cutout portions it works out well. I'm not too worried about any bending or warping because I did emboss the white cardstock off camera, so it has a lot of dimensions, so it's not going to show off any kind of bending where those die cuts have been cut out of. And since I did use such an intricate embossing folder, I am going to use glue for the next parts, just so it really has room to kind of squish into all the little crevices, just because this is a little bit more a 3D card, so it has some different layers of pop-up there. I just found a embossing folder in my stash that had hearts, kind of the same theme that we have going on with this card. So this is that strip of paper that is a little thicker, like I was saying. I'm going to use glue for this as well, just to make sure that it adheres well onto that embossed panel. And I just love this pattern paper. Today I'm kind of making like a semi-winter, semi-Christmassy card. But with all the hearts, this paper could definitely be used for Valentine's Day. It's red, white, and blue, so it definitely feels kind of 4th of July. And the ephemera is just all kinds of cozy. So this pattern paper and these ephemera could definitely be used for a bunch of different occasions. So my original idea with these little cutout parts was I was going to space them kind of evenly throughout that middle section. But then I decided that I really wanted to see some of the heart pattern paper. And if I spaced the 3 pieces out, you weren't seeing what the images were behind it. So I decided to actually put them all together, and I actually like how that came out better. I thought about just doing like 2 of them or just 1 of them, but it just wasn't quite fitting my vision. So I did decide to keep all 3 in, but I decided to line them up right up next to each other. Just starting with that middle piece, making sure it's right in the middle of that strip, and then attaching the bottom and then the top. Using glue just in case I mess up and have to kind of realign here. I am going to use foam tape though for the ephemera pieces, just to pop them up and give a little bit more dimension and some interest here. I'm just going to add 1 to this little cup of cocoa. I don't know about anybody else, but I love hot chocolate, even in the summer, but especially around Christmas and winter, because it just gives you the perfect excuse to drink it. And I'm a big fan of a lot of marshmallows, and so are my daughters. So definitely one thing that we have in common. I am adding 2 little squares to the bigger mug. Now this mug, you can't really see what's in it, just that it's hot and steamy. So this could be coffee, this could be tea, this could be hot cocoa as well. And then I did find a stamp set in my stash, and that sentiment says mugs and kisses, and it's just so perfect because I just wanted to make this card just very cozy feeling. And what's more cozy than coffee or hot chocolate, especially when it's cold outside, which it is so cold where I live right now. We don't even have snow, but the wind is just freezing. So every time you walk out, it looks so nice out, and then you walk out and you're like, nope, never mind, I need a heavier jacket. So I am just bumping that up. I just added a few more foam squares to that one, just to really make sure that it wasn't bending or any warping. So I am using the blue Christmas enamel dots from Not Too Shabby. I've been using these for several different pattern paper sets of theirs, so that's been really great. You can see I'm almost out of the white and the clear, and using quite a bit of the dark blue. So we're going to use a few more today. I'm going to put just 2 up by that top mug, and then I'm going to add in 3 by the bottom mug, just to kind of give a little bit more sparkle to our card and really have your eye travel to the sentiment there in the middle. So we're just going to add that very last one here, and that will be the finished product of my card. So if you like today's video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, please hit subscribe and that bell so you know when any of my videos come out. And definitely check down the blog post information about Not Too Shabby's Mood Board Challenge. Make sure that you get your cards in before December 31st so that you have a chance to win that $15 gift card to the Not Too Shabby shop. So I will see you in another video soon. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Bye.